Story of the day, again, commodities, and we have a special guest here. Oil plunged, as we've been talking about, to the lowest level in about 5 months. Gold, silver, slammed across the board, commodities down. Now, some blame Gustav's passing. Many say, though, something else was to blame. Commodities king Dennis Gartman has some answers. Dennis, something sinister this way comes. What is to blame for the plunge in commodities?
The dollar. The dollar got strong, unbelievably strong, and it continues. And I don't think people are paying enough attention to that. All you heard about was Gustav, the fact that it wasn't as violent as it could have been. Crude oil fell. But really what occurred last night was the fact that the dollar went through 146 against the euro. That, I think, is terribly important, and that's what's driving almost all commodity prices lower.
Is it good news? I mean, I thought we were supposed to be hoping for the strong dollar, right? Now, all of a sudden, it's hurting exports, it's hurting commodity.
It's not hurting exports yet. It takes a long time. We've actually had 2.5 or 3 years of a demonstrably weaker dollar. That's having a very good impact upon exports. It will take a long period of time for a stronger dollar to have a deleterious impact upon exports. Is that a good one?
I think the continued dollar strength in the second half, people will shoot against it, but it was the most crowded trade on the books for about 8 years.
Was that boat crowded or what?
But let me ask you this. Now there are people talking, when's the dip, as we talked about before, in gold to buy. I think that's the wrong way to look at this. What do you think about the gold market here?
The gold market looks awful. I was bullish on gold for a long period of time and stopped being bullish on gold about a month and a half. Actually shocked a few people, but when gold wouldn't make a new high amidst banking crisis, amidst Russia making incursions into Ossetia, amidst crude oil making new highs, and gold couldn't advance, something was going wrong at that point, and good traders say, there's all the bullish news, and a bull market can't make new highs, it's going down. I exited, and it's going lower.
Back to the dollar, which continues to be strong. I've been long the dollar. It only cost me 23 cents to buy 25-cent words like deleterious. Now,
deleterious. Deleterious played football with this guy.
Concerns in terms of this buying. Should I take my gains, or should I stay long this in terms of this chart in the dollar? Is this a bona fide breakout?
I think this is a bona fide breakout. I think this has very long-term implications. I think it's just gotten started, and I think corporate treasurers who have an exposure to a rising dollar haven't acted at all. I think this has just gotten started, honestly.
Is there any commodity you like right now? Anything bucking the trend that you look at? Because I know sometimes you look at these ones that seem rather esoteric, but they do trade.
There's really nothing out there that has any benefit to it. If you want to play Gustav, you'd say the only thing that Gustav has done some damage to might be cotton, because rain late in the season makes the bulls look awful.
What about orange juice with Ike and Hannah? I mean,
I'm not sure I'm going to go in there. I'm just going to say,
there's always peanuts. No,
there's not peanuts. And you know, if you get a big rain and you're getting it, when those cotton balls get rotten, you don't make very much cotton, as the old saying goes. And perhaps that's the only thing. But am I even going to tell you to be long of cotton? No. I mean, you're making grain out there in size now. Gustav is going to add 1 to 2 bushels per acre in corn. That can't be good for corn.
So this is just, the trade is sell.
This is everybody who is long of commodities, and I'm telling you, endowments, portfolio managers have all gotten long the commodity market. They are still long the commodity market. That took them 3.5 years to get long the commodity market, and they're not out of that trade.
Well, let me ask you this question, Dennis, because they can't just pull the trigger and get out of it tomorrow.
No, they have to have committee meetings.
This is like many months, so you could see a whole huge amount of money that's in there that hasn't even begun to get out of the commodities.
That's correct. You've got committee meetings that haven't even been held yet. Oh, my Lord, what have we done? We're now long, and this stuff is down 15%, and those committee meetings haven't even begun to be held yet.
All right.
Yeah, you can stay long the dollar. Everyone's looking for the next trade on this. Yeah, there are ETFs, and you can just stay long the dollar and simply ignore the commodities.
And how long will the dollar take to unwind all the shorts that were in the dollar? I mean, is that another...
It was a 3.5-year move up. Right. It's going to be a 3.5-year move the other way. And I've traded currency since the early 1970s. And the one thing you learn about the foreign exchange market is that when it moves for protracted periods of time, and it's glacial in its activity. You've now broken every conceivable uptrend in favor of the euro. Now you have 3.5 years of downtrends that are going to be extant, and trade it accordingly. So anytime anytime the euro rallies 2 pennies, sell it. Anytime the dollar weakens, buy it.
And Japan has already done twice the number of acquisitions, dollar value of acquisitions this year than last year, and we still have a little time to go. So take a look at what's going on in the pharmaceutical space, and you're going to see Japanese companies buying.
All right, well, you know what, that's a perfect segue. Dennis, thank you very much, but he brought up pharmaceuticals, so I'd be remiss if I did not get to the